Hello guys, and welcome to my comparison of two very popular, I would personally say top of the line, the top of the line wireless noise canceling headphones. You have the essentially the successors to very successful predecessors. You have the Bose Quiet Comfort 35 Mark IIs, or 2s, however they want to call it. And then you have Sony's WH-1000X Mark IIs. Both of these headphones are respectively well regarded. So let's start off with the Bose QC35 2s here. This is the box. It's very small, very compact. So you can see here, it's a rough overdraft of what it says on the back. And you have the carrying case. You have a pouch on the back. And you have a nice pouch that's also in the front here. With the QC35 2s, you get a micro USB to standard USB connection to charge your headphones. You also get a standard 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter connection to plug your headphones into a wired source in the event that the battery does die out. The headphones do fold up as so, very compact, very nicely stowed away. It can easily fit into a roughly decent sized bag with no problems. All right, so on the right here we have the Sony WH-1000Xm2s. Here's the box here. It's a bit smaller than the previous MDR-1000X box. It's a rough overdraft on what comes on the back. Okay, with the Sonys, you also get a standard 3.5 millimeter connection, which is in the box. That will provide you with a wired connectivity just in case the battery dies. Also, you get a micro USB cable to charge their headphones. Neither headphones come with a actual AC adapter, just a cable. And also with the Sonys, that does not come with the Bose, surprisingly, is a airline adapter for older airline headphone ports. But yeah, that's about it. Sonys come stored away in this kind of a fashion here. I do like this because it has this divider here, which pretty much deviates the ability for the air cups to rub against each other and eventually scratch them up. So I like that addition that Sony has here. All right, now in terms of the form factor of the headphones, comfort-wise, I would definitely give it to the Bose. These air cups are huge, so your ears easily can fit nicely inside without any problems. The actual depth of the ear cups are also pretty nice as well, so your ears really don't touch anything. Overall, these are very comfortable headphones. The Sonys are also quite comfortable, but they're a bit heavier than the QC35 2s, and also the ear cup opening is, one, not as wide, and two, it's not as deep, so your ears do touch up, eventually kind of overheating overall. Causing these to not be as comfortable as a QC35. Build quality wise, they're both relatively well built. I did hear complaints about the MDR-1000s having issues where the headbands would crack. So I'm not sure if Sony fixed this issue. I do notice that there's a change in the color of the headband area out here, as well as like the arms. They're like more gunmetal-ish. They look really nice. I like this color. But for the most part, the durability of the Sonys are pretty good. The Bose has like this aluminum outer capsule here, has built with some kind of like glass-filled nylon or something of that nature. It's very durable, very corrosion resistant, impact resistant as well. So both of these headphones will stand up the test of time in terms of durability. Let's jump right over to what's the most important, the functionality and the sound. Now, both of these headphones are pretty smart and feature-packed. The QC35 2s come with a new feature called the Google Assistant, which basically allows this headphone to always have your Google Assistant ready and pretty much there to be used. It basically works by pressing this button. So basically, when you have a notification come in, your Google Assistant would automatically tell you what that notification is from. But if you want more details, you simply just press this button and the Google Assistant will tell you more in detail. Like if it's a text message, it'll actually tell you what the text message says. It's pretty intuitive and it's a really nice feature to have. To actually tell the Google Assistant something, you would just press and hold, and while you're holding, you would just say anything like what's the weather, hey, can you play this song, hey, what's the nearest gas station, hey, I'm hungry. You let go. As soon as you let go, it begins to process that, send it over to your phone, and then your Google Assistant will tell you everything right to your headphones. It's amazing. It gets to the point where you kind of don't really use your phone much, because you can just kind of do a lot of things through the actual Google Assistant button here. So this is a very nice and welcoming addition here. Press and hold this button here, and it'll optimize the headphones to your specific wearing style, your hairstyle, if you have glasses on, the size of your head, your ear anatomy, things like that that can affect the noise canceling performance. It optimizes the actual performance of the headphones to that specific environment, so you can get the most optimal sound from this headphones. It also has an addition, which is a sound pressure optimizer, which is pretty good in case you're 30,000 feet into the sky and you can see this moon a little bit better. It will optimize the headphones for that altitude and air pressure, so it won't really alter the frequency response of the headphones when you're that high above the ground. I personally have not been in a flight since owning these, so I can't really say how they perform, but it is a pretty cool feature that Sony has added to this headphone. The noise canceling is still amazing. In comparison to the two, I would personally say that I really don't sense much of a difference in terms of how much noise is actually subdued. However, I do hear a very slight white noise from the electronics and the processing of the noise cancellation from the Sonys, as opposed to the Bose, where once this is activated, it's just complete silence. You don't really hear any of the electronics essentially doing their work with the Bose. On the left, they did remove the ambient button. So now the noise canceling and the ambient button is in one button. You also still have the power button placed down here. The way this works is now when you press it, it switches between noise canceling, it switches between ambient, and then it goes to off. Now, you may be wondering, I did like the option of having ambient voice or ambient all, meaning that I can either cancel out everything but keep voices only, or I could just basically not cancel anything at all. It's like I don't have the headphones on at all. The way this works is you'll need the application to kind of bring back that feature where you can just cancel out everything except voices. Their respective apps are pretty cool as well. Let me just log in and kind of show you. By the way, this is a new Galaxy Note 8 that I absolutely love. So let's go over to the Bose's headphone app first. As you can see, it shows that the Bose headphone is connected. It shows the battery level down here. It shows the volume that you can adjust here. It also shows your noise canceling. You can adjust the intensity of the noise canceling from high to low to off. This is actually a new addition that the Bose, when it originally came out, the QC35s did not have this ability. You can go over here. And this is a Find My Buds feature for their truly wireless earbuds that they just came out with. You can go to product help, feedback, things of that nature. It's pretty cool. Over here, you can basically edit your name of what you want the headphones to display with other sources. You can get a product tour for more information on the headphone. You can toggle between different connections, connect to a new source. Let's go back here. You can choose what this new addition button does. You can either be the Google Assistant button, or you can have it activate between high, low, or off in terms of the noise canceling. You can change the auto timer in case the headphone detects no audio being played to it and no input of the buttons. It'll then turn off whatever set time you have here. And then you have your voice prompts to alert you for anything like the battery life, connecting to another source, stuff of that nature. You change the language. It's pretty cool, pretty intuitive. However, there's no ability to adjust the sound, which is a bummer. You also have like a little media player down here. For the Sonys, the way theirs look is pretty cool too as well. So when you go over to the Sonys actually tells you your Bluetooth codec, which right now is streaming in aptX, which is cool. It can also do AAC, SBC, which is a standard Bluetooth, and it can also do aptX HD, as well as Sony's proprietary LDAC, which is pretty cool. Adaptive sound control is a feature, which basically the headphone, let me just do this here. It's going to attempt to detect it now, but your headphone will literally attempt to detect what you're doing, whether you're sitting down, whether you're walking, whether you're running, or whether you're on a vehicle. It'll adjust the noise canceling to those specific scenarios, which is also pretty scarily cool. I'm going to use the word pretty cool a lot, as you can see. You have your noise canceling optimizer, which you can initiate from the app here. It'll tell you if it's optimized, specific values, if it's already been done. You have your sound position control where you can edit basically the spatial cues, like so you can make it sound like it's more in front of you, the sound more towards the front left, the front right, or the rear left, or the rear right. You have your surround sound presets where you can change between arena, club, different presets like that. You can adjust your equalizer settings. You can adjust the sound quality mode. The proprietary on sound quality basically means that it'll try to proprietarize the best Bluetooth codec for the best sound, whereas you can change between proprietary on stable connection, where it'll try to prioritize the SBC codec to get the most strongest and stable connection. DSEEHX is Sony's kind of like a enhancer, so to say. I left it on auto. Basically, it's supposed to enhance the audio quality of lossy codecs to bring it back to the sound quality of a lossless codecs. But other than that, it's pretty much it. Let's get to essentially what's the most important, what I think about the sound. Sorry for the lighting. It literally just got nearly pitch black in like the span of 10 minutes. It was just really bright. So I'll try to tell you guys what I feel about the sound. You really don't need much lighting to get an idea of what I'm trying to say about the sound. All right, so the QC35's here. Basically, I really enjoy the QC35s a lot. I made a very good review on the QC25s. If you never checked that out, you should go check it out. But for the most part, these have an improved sound over them. The Bose is very neutral. Doesn't really favor any specific frequency. It's more very neutral, very flat, while still being very vivid and not too boring sounding. The bass is very deep, extends very well. The treble is also pretty smooth and extends very well as well. And I really don't have much complaints about this sound. It could be a bit more detailed, but hey, this is where you start to spend a lot more money for headphones that can actually surpass the level of detail that these headphones have to offer. Other than that, the noise canceling between the two, they're roughly the same, I would say. I would give the nod to the Bose because the actual white noise in terms of the processing from the electronics is pretty much gone, where I can hear a very slight hiss, very slight hiss with the Sonys. It doesn't interfere with the music at all, but when the music's not playing, I can very definitely hear that the noise canceling is actually activated with these, whereas with these, it's just an airy silence. Moving over to the sound quality for the Sonys is also a very good, nice sounding headphone. It's just not as clean sounding as the Bose. The Bose also has a bit of a wider soundstage with a bit more separation. The Sony has a more of a bit of a flatter sound in terms of the presentation and positioning instruments in their different respective areas. It's a bit more constrained as opposed to the Bose, which sounds a bit more open. Nonetheless, these are still very nice sound and balanced headphones as well. These don't really favor much in terms of going towards a specific frequency and favoring that. And as a result, honestly, I love both of these headphones. The sound quality in terms of the bass on these, it's very tight. I would say the bass on these is slightly tighter on the Sonys and the Bose. Mid-range wise, I would say the Bose is a bit cleaner, more open and separated, but I kind of like the tonality of the Sonys a bit more. It's a little bit more richer and warmer. The extension in the treble also is a bit more rounded off on the Sonys, which also adds to that warm, richer sound that the Sonys have over the Bose. The Bose is more true to the source, however. You're going to hear more detail and more clarity because of the addition in that treble. The more extension gives a more open area sound, while the Sonys are a bit more rounded off, a bit more intimate in their presentation. Nonetheless, I still enjoy the sound of the Sonys a lot, and I also enjoy the functionality in terms of being able to use their touchpad to navigate between songs, hang up and calls and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. The Bose has just your traditional buttons, which is basically not that intuitive, but yeah. Both headphones are really good. You really can't go wrong that much with either. I would just say personally for sound, I would go for the Bose, and for feature set, I would definitely go with the Sonys. If there's anything I have left out in this very rather quick comparison, I would feel free to answer them in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and later.